It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to this year's Union Awards. We concluded last year's ceremony by looking forward to what we hoped would be the biggest and best awards yet in 2021. So it's with a heavy heart that we've once again had to pre-record the event, with the majority of you watching online. But I'm delighted with the easing of lockdown, and by changing the date we've enabled nominees to watch tonight in our venue and celebrate with one another. Providing that opportunity for you to interact with each other in person is important, and we hope that you enjoy a drink on us and good luck in your category. Standing here 12 months ago, none of us could quite have foreseen precisely how testing this academic year would prove. The Union are desperately sorry that the experiences for our members have been so heavily impacted by the pandemic. We hope for those of you who are graduating this year, you have managed to extract the best possible experience from your time at Bucks. But for those of you returning September, we can't wait to welcome you back and roll out the most exciting programme of activity possible, helping you make up for lost time. Tonight, in addition to the Union Awards, we host the Excellence in Learning and Teaching Awards. Recognising the contribution of university staff is so important, and we know how challenging the circumstances have been for you this year. So on behalf of all our members, thank you for working to maintain the student experience as best you can. I'd also like to thank the university community for their efforts in helping us reach our charity fundraising total this year. We really do appreciate your support. In a change to the normal programme, we're also hosting the AU Awards as part of the ceremony this evening. It usually has its own event, but due to the fact competitive sport has been so heavily curtailed this year, we're not able to bestow every AU award. However, I'm delighted that Matthew Hoggard still agreed to be our special guest this year, and I hope you enjoyed listening to him. Tamsin, Tash and Tom are going to touch on some of the highlights from this year shortly, but I just wanted to open tonight by thanking the entire Union team, including our student staff, trustees, elected officers and student reps. As you'd expect, we've been working hard on all fronts, and I know just how much the entire Union community has put into helping each other. We've heard the range of student concerns and feedback that you've submitted, and we've endeavoured to raise and resolve those with the university. We've provided online advice to students with academic, financial and personal problems. Our staff have spent hours trying to interpret different guidance and the implications for our venues, clubs and societies. Our bars and catering teams have continued to provide you with the best possible service wherever possible, and we've transitioned hundreds of opportunities online. The team has shown tremendous resilience, tenacity, dynamism and creativity. I'm proud of your efforts. It's been inspiring and we can't say thank you enough. I'd also like to say thank you to our sponsors for this evening: Bromar Peak, Domino's, Print Lab, Bucks New University, P&W Commercials Limited, The Big Deal and the Leadership Academy. Many businesses have had a tough year, and your continued support means so much. We'll do our best to continue to support you moving forward as well. Finally, in a year that's been trying for the best of us, we saw from our membership survey that a great many of you had considered their place at university and had seriously thought about withdrawing from Bucks. But the vast majority of you have stayed and persisted, and in that survey you reported that involvement in the Big Deal programmes was one of the most significant factors in your decision to remain with the institution. We cannot underestimate the value of the networks created through involvement in clubs and societies or volunteering programmes. The support you offer each other is amazing, and our community at Bucks is really something to be proud of. Thank you for the part you play in it, and long may it continue. We should recognise that despite everything that's happened this year, well over 2,000 of our members have formally engaged with the Union's opportunities so far in 2021. I genuinely think that's incredible. It certainly hasn't been the same across the whole student movement. It's a testament to the strength of our organisation and provides a really strong springboard to bounce back next year bigger and better than before. Now it's over to Tom and the AU Awards. Enjoy your evening.
Good evening all, and welcome to the 32nd Athletic Union Awards. Tonight we're coming to you from your living rooms and the lounge, where we host our shortlisted guests to have a drink to celebrate their successes. Despite the year that we've had, we still wanted to recognise our membership by giving out 3 awards: Club of the Year, Rag Contributor of the Year and Committee Member of the Year. I'd like to begin this evening by thanking our coaches and choreographers for showing dedication, spirit and flexibility in the year that's passed. We've welcomed 4 new coaches to our ranks: Sean O'Reilly in netball, Travis Hoey in football, Callie Takir in both ladies and men's hockey, as well as Leon Francis in basketball. A special nod has to go to those students who have hosted online socials and sessions throughout the numerous lockdowns, with B&U Dance not going a single week without a masterclass or social. This year we've created over 1,000 different opportunities for our members to take part in, both recreational and competitive sport, societies, and extra skill sessions, reflecting the importance and need for extracurricular activity in higher education. For 13 years now, our clubs have been a welcoming platform for both socialising, development and support, all without a financial barrier thanks to the big deal. Despite not being able to take part in a Bucks Wednesday, dance, swimming or cheer competitions, the Bucks community has held strong and bound together, and to that, I salute you. Despite the situations that our clubs have found themselves in this year, there have been countless times where our members haven't turned away in the face of adversity and shown commitment to go above and beyond. A special mention must go to Jordan Penning from badminton, who took it upon himself to run badminton-focused lectures and seminars over the Christmas break to make sure his members stayed both connected and involved. Jordan, your efforts have not gone unnoticed. I couldn't give a roundup of the year without mentioning the two fixtures that took place this year, which saw Bucks come out with an 100% win record, best in Union history. I was fortunate to head down to the Rye to watch the spectacle of Bucks FC 3s versus Bucks FC 4s, and let me tell you, it was certainly a spectacle. So much so that 4s captain Joe Champs decided to bench himself, clearly thinking a call up to the 1s was on the cards, as his team took a 1-0 lead. Unfortunately for Champs, this was the last of his highs, as his team succumbed to a 7-1 loss to Yez's 3s. Maybe the call up's going to have to wait. Stick to cricket next time, Champs. Clubs have contributed to over half of the 5,000 total volunteering hours logged this year, with netball, B&U Dance and Bucks FC coming in the top 3. Bucks Men's Rugby have had a year of ups and downs, but excelled when it came to raising money for RAG. For a way of keeping fit throughout the lockdowns, £120 was raised for charity on their first run. They then teamed up with the RAG Society and challenged their members and the wider union membership in walking, jogging or running 30 miles over the month of March. This raised a total of £475 for both RAG charities. Well done and thank you to everyone who took part or donated. This year, we launched our inaugural Bucks Master competition, which went down with a splash. Literally.
Look out! I think Moto likes you. Here he comes.
I like 'em big. I like 'em chunky. I like 'em big.
We saw bathroom nightclubs, teabag trick shots, and much, much more. We saw Alexi, Jamie and Finn from Bucks Men's Rugby as joint winners alongside Beth and Zaffron from B&U Swans. However, these opportunities would not be possible without the work of our Students' Union staff. Long before the academic year has started, our activities team are working hard to keep up with the ever-changing NGB and government restrictions. I myself have seen firsthand the hard work that is put in behind the scenes, and I can speak for everyone when I say they've single-handedly improved my university experience. Sadly, Fergus will be leaving the organisation and returning to Holloway to complete his Masters. I'm sure you can all join me in wishing him the best of luck for his future endeavours, and we look forward to hearing how it's going. We managed to finish the year on a high with our normal varsity teams taking part in a friendly fixture against Roehampton. Filming this before the event, I'm going to put my neck on the line and say congratulations to every team on a record win and a truly man-of-the-match performance by Champs, who managed to bring the oranges and water bottles on at the right time. Champs, everyone at Bucks Men's Rugby, thanks you for your hard work. Looking forward to the next academic year and what September's going to bring. I mean, hopefully COVID will be a thing of the past, and we'll be hosting our Bucks Wednesday fixtures again and taking to the field against Roehampton in a varsity. But for now, it leaves me to say a big thank you, whether you've taken part in a training session, logged a volunteering hour, or even had a drink at the bar. You make the SU what it is. It's my pleasure to introduce our special guest tonight, England cricket legend who played at the very top of his sport. A key member of the Ashes winning squad in the iconic 2005 series, Matthew Hoggard was known for running in all day for his teammates and an inspiration to all of us. We invite you to watch Matthew speaking to our student activities team.
Excellent. What a brilliant introduction that was. Really feel revved up and ready to go now. My name's Matthew. I played 9 years for England, but my story started back in Yorkshire, in between Leeds and Bradford, in a small town called Pudsey. And I was taking my A-levels because I wanted to become a vet. And I'd been overlooked for every single Yorkshire schoolboy trial. So I was playing third team cricket at my local cricket club, taking my A levels, and wanting to go off to become a person that stuck hands up cows' bottoms. But a massive piece of luck came into my career in an ex-Yorkshire captain, a man called Phil Carrick. He came up, took one look at me playing third team cricket and said, right, then you want to be playing first team with me. So I went from the third team, which was full of sort of like 70-year-olds, 60-year-olds and 13-year-olds, to the first team, which was the best league in Yorkshire, in the Bradford League. And as such, 90% of the players got paid. So I went from a fun, really average village league to the semi-professional league. Absolutely dropped my shopping. So nervous. But Phil Carrick said, look, you just need to do what you've been doing. So I played cricket. We had an overseas professional. You might have heard of him, a lad called VVS Laxman. He was Pudsey Kong's overseas professional at the time. And Phil said, what are you doing in the winter, Hoggy? And I said, well, just taking some time off. I've just finished my A-levels. I'm going to take some time off before I hopefully go to university. And he said, how do you fancy going to South Africa to play cricket in South Africa? So I said, that would be absolutely fantastic. So he arranged everything. He had a friend over in South Africa called Richard Lum, who was a coach in South Africa. And he arranged everything. And I was sat on the plane at Heathrow when it dawned on me. I thought, what the freak am I doing here? Because I'd never been on a plane before in my life. I was still underneath my mum's apron string. So the longest I'd been away from my parents was 2 weeks. And the furthest I'd been away from my parents was Scarborough. And here I was, sat on a plane to travel the 10 hours to Johannesburg, the murder capital of South Africa. I thought, I nearly got off the plane, but I stayed there. I played 6 months in Joburg, where I learned all about myself, living by myself, cleaning, having to perform in a team and saying, you know, I'm your overseas professional to make your team better. And I walked in and we had an ex-international captain, Ken Rutherford. We had an opening bowler called Stephen Jack, who'd played for South Africa. We had 4 provincial players. And I'm thinking, as an 18-year-old that has just come from a third team in Pudsey Kongs to be in this team, I had to prove that I was good enough. Thankfully, I did okay. Not only did I do okay on the cricket pitch, I learned how to drink, which was a big culture in South Africa. They had beer on their cornflakes, beer for lunch, beer for tea, and there was times where we used to park the car. We used to go out and park the car at night at the ground where we were playing the next day. So we didn't have to travel in the morning. We just made sure that we parked it under a tree so we didn't get sunburnt when the sun came up. But that was my 6 months playing cricket, learning about myself. Came home, and Yorkshire got badgered by Phil Carrick to give me a trial. And I bowled a half an hour in the indoor nets, and they gave me a contract. They said, we want to sign you as an academy player on the Yorkshire staff. So I had to go home and have a family discussion. Should I go to university and study to become a vet, or should I sign a contract and go for Yorkshire? And my dad discussed I should play cricket. My mum discussed I should go to university. And thankfully, my dad discussed louder than my mum. So I signed my Yorkshire contract. I played 1 game for the academy, the rest of the season for the second team. I then flew off to South Africa for a second time. I came back. I played 3 games for the second team, played the rest for the first team. And then I got selected to play for England. And I made my debut when I was 23 or 22. And it was an amazing experience to make your debut for your country. But what a whirlwind experience from 18 playing in the third team to being 22 to playing for your country. That was an amazing experience. The debut, everything else, out of this world. And I played then 8-9 years for England. I managed to pick up a hat-trick. I managed to take a few seventhers. I managed to be part of the 2005 Ashes winning series that a lot of people watch. It was on terrestrial TV. It was an amazing series. We were on front pages, back pages, and people still come up to me now saying you're the reason I started playing cricket, or thank you, I was I was feeding the baby, watching you, or the golf stopped. Everybody stopped to watch that. We went around London in an open tour bus. That was quite amusing. I'm sure that will come up at some point. And I played a fantastic 9-year career for England. I then got dropped. I went back to Yorkshire, had problems a little bit with mental health. I was on a cricket pitch, but was nowhere near a cricket pitch at the same time. Physically, I was there. Mentally, I wasn't. Then went down to Leicester to captain. I captained them to a T20 success in my second year down there. I then retired and looked for something that I wanted to do. I tried my hand at foreign currency, insurance, coaching, and nothing that I was fantastically passionate about. And somebody said, you need to find something that you are passionate about. And I flippantly said, like eating and drinking. And they said, yes. And I said, fantastic, I'm opening a barbecue school. And that is exactly what I've done. I now have Hoggy's Grill, which we teach people how to grill properly in the UK. We sell barbecues. We teach people how to cook on the barbecues they've sold. We eat, we drink, we're merry, and we are fantastically happy. So that is my life in a nutshell, and hopefully I haven't rabbited on for too long.
Not at all. It's very good to obviously hear all the backstory of how your career came about. It's interesting, obviously, as well to hear that decision between both university and obviously professional cricket. I know which one I definitely would have picked as well, so I can't blame you for that. Just on that first South Africa tour then, and going at such a young age, what do you think was your particular highlight of that trip?
Oh, wow, we were. Being struck by lightning hits me. One of the initiations coming into the team was you had to swim across Amaramshire Dam, up past the telegraph pole, back down and swim back. And we decided that there was 2 of us that did it in a thunderstorm, and lightning hit the dam. And we got a massive tingle through the body, like just a massive electric shock. Thankfully, it didn't have any damage or permanent effects, and we managed to do that. So that was a big highlight. Thinking, do you know what? This is stupid. How reckless can you be? But as an 18-year-old, you do stupid things. But again, the cricket side of things, to learn from international captains, international bowlers, was I used to so look forward to getting up and getting to the ground on a Saturday to spend time in that environment. And it was sort of like a step up for me, and it was a sink or swim situation that I've taken myself out of a comfort zone, being in the 3rd team, to put myself in a Bradford League, to then put myself into a foreign team as an international player. You now have to prove yourself, and I think that is what I've done throughout my career. I haven't done the progression. I've been picked out and put in the deep end, and I've managed to swim rather than sink.
Very good way. And I'd say, well, I'd ask the question, you know, how do you think that would fare for people now coming into that sort of environment? Do you think it's better to go and have those different experiences, or do you think it's better to just kind of come all the way through the system straight away?
I love the fact that I wasn't through the system. I might have got bored of the sport, if I'm being honest. And I was lucky that I played cricket for England under 19s. And so we were now the best in England at under 19 level. And we went on tour. There was 15 people on tour. Out of the 15 under 19s, there were 4 that made it to first class careers. And you're thinking, well, do you know what? That's not quite. That's a third. It's not even a third of the people on tour that have made it to the professional. So they've all had to go out and find different things to do. And because I came at a different angle, and you find that a lot of the good players have come at it from a different angle and haven't had that build up and that progression. And I think it gives you a more level, rounded person, because I hate the fact that like the football academies now take charge of an 11-year-old or an 8-year-old and give them all the training, and at 16 they get disappointed. and all they've pinned the hopes up on is football, and is it 0.001% of people that make it. So I've got a son who's 13, and I keep on chucking him at different sports and say, all right, go play this, go play that, and different sports help. You look at Josh Butler now. His hand speed and his wrist action through the ball comes from hockey. It hasn't got anything to do with cricket. And I think you get so much more awareness of yourself and what your body's capable of doing, and using different parts of your brain as well to cope with different aspects of different sports, and life in general. I think academies should target people at around 16 and let them have fun and enjoy things, and then at 16 they know if they're good enough or they're serious enough that want to start dedicating their life to it.
I completely agree, and already enough, I think. And you obviously touched about your own experiences in kind of your mental health struggles. Do you think some of those systems kind of contribute to that now? And would you say the support systems in place now are much better than what they used to be?
Much better than they used to be, but we've still got a long way to go. So in 2000, we were sat in a room at Lord's, and the management said, "Well, we've got a psychologist coming in to speak to you," and we all went, "What the freak do we want with a shrink for? What we don't need any mental health," and that was the problem. Because everybody's talked about mental health, you talk about psychology, everybody runs from the hill because they don't understand it, they're scared of it. And his first question was, how much of this game is physical and how much of this game is mental? And as an England team, we came up with 80% physical and 20% mental. And he said, are you good enough to disregard 20% of your game and not focus it on it? And he got our attention, and that was just on the playing side of things. When you then talk about your personal life, and it takes a lot of trust to be able to open up and admit that you're struggling mentally. And in professional sport, you show a weakness, everybody pounces. You just on the stereotypical, if you're ginger, you get taken out of. If you're bald, if you've got big teeth, whatever it is that you have, you've got, whatever it is, they will take the mickey out of you and they will find a way to use it against you. And to open up about mental health is a massive step, and it used to be so taboo. Now that we've had the likes of Andrew Flintoff, Tyson, Troy coming out and saying that they've been struggling, and the way that the masculine side of sport is being taken, say, look, it's not all about being big, bravo. There is a human element to you. I think it's getting a lot better, and it's okay not to be okay. And you have to find the right person to confide in, because, as you say, it's a lot of trust to be able to admit that you struggle. Absolutely.
You also touched on about kind of the challenges that you faced coming out of professional sport and into a new environment, and something that kind of motivated you. How did you kind of go into those areas of foreign currency insurance, and then what was it really that made you kind of decide on your true passion of eating and drinking, which I'm sure a lot of us can relate to?
Yeah, great question. And a lot of sports people struggle after losing their identity, really, because for the past 20 years, you've been told what time to wake up, you've been told where to go, you've been told what to wear, you've been told what to do. Life's simple. Life is so, and you've been playing sport as a living. You're playing something that you enjoyed as a kid, that you found fun, that you said, right, I want to play this. And you were lucky enough to go on and have a career out of that. And then your body gives up, or you get found out that you weren't as good, or you're not as good as you used to be, and you lose it. And nothing can replicate walking out in front of a full Lord's Stadium of 30,000, 50,000 people representing your country, that raw, doing something positive or negative, because you get effects both ways. You're in the limelight, people writing in the paper, everything. You can't replace that. You cannot replace that buzz. You cannot replace what you do in a changing room. Changing rooms are big kids. You never grow up. You never grow. It is schoolboy activity in a changing room for 25 years, and it's brutal. Nothing's off limits. You see people, recruit. You see each other naked all the time. There's nothing that is hidden in a changing room, and you share a lot of that enjoyment and passion. You're not in that environment anymore. Right, what are you going to do? And it is very hard. It's very difficult because you don't know. And I likened it to leaving school. If you leave school at 18, at least your academics stats are relevant. I took A levels 30 years ago. What good are they now? Absolutely none. And what are you qualified to do? Well, what have you been doing for the last 25 years? Well, following the sun about and running after a little leather thing. What does that qualify you to do? And you then you're late 30. Well, you don't want to then go back and start at the bottom of a ladder. But you don't know what you. And again, if at school you leave and you say, right, then I want a career in IT. And 2 years later, you find I don't want to be in IT. I want to be in human resource. You're young enough to swap over, and doesn't really affect your career pathway because you've got a lot of time to catch up and to pursue that. When you're sort of like in your late 30s, 40s, the amount of times you can swap ladders is getting smaller and smaller. So I got into foreign currency through a company called ACT, which was Athletes Career Transition. And it was about, don't look about what you're selling, just look about how you go about selling. And I hated it with a passion. Got into insurance, hated that with a passion. I went into coaching, loved it. I coached at Loughborough. I said, can I say Loughborough University?
Yeah, of course.
Am I allowed? So I coached at Loughborough Uni and the Loughborough Lightning women's team, which again was completely different to the environment that I'd been in a professional sport that you're now in with a load of women. And it's scary when my wife has 3 friends around her. So walking in a changing rooms with 15 women is very, very distressing. And the game's slightly different. The pace of the game's different. They hit the balls in different places. Again, it was a learning experience, which I loved every minute of. But again, I needed something to really stick my teeth into, and I love fire. I love meat. I love food. I love that whole environment about the al fresco dining. Everybody's attracted to fire, and I just loved that idea. And going to South Africa at an early age, all they do is braai. So they've got the weather for it. You go around, you have a braai place every night, and you pick up some skills. Then I'm lucky enough to go around all the different countries and have barbecues all around the world. So you pick up different. And you talk about barbecuing in the UK. People go and get the burgers, crappy burgers from the supermarket, the little sausages and the chicken. They undercook the chicken, they burn the sausage and the shitty burgers. And I said, do you know what? Barbecue is so much more than that. I can bake cakes in a barbecue. I can make Yorkshire puddings in a barbecue. You can do anything in a barbecue that you can in the kitchen. I just wanted to educate people on how to do that. And it's my element. If you said you're going to work and you've got 12 people that you're going to teach how to cook, you're going to have a drink on the way, and then you're going to sit down and eat. Not too bad. It's something that, because I'm in an independent barbecue, I can have different fuels, and I can teach people that fuel is an ingredient, not just a heat source.
Yeah, I've actually seen one of your photos on social media in front of the barbecue with a drink and the sunset. It looks a phenomenal setup, I have to say.
And so I just come back from India, as I said, and I put on a post-tour montage, and somebody says, "Where are your cricket photographs?" I just thought, "What cricket?" Because I spent most of my time in the kitchen in India learning to cook on the tandem.
Nice.
I just want to say, when you made the decision to retire, did you get any support and help from the ECB and from the club about what it is you would look to go into?
So we now have the PCA, so it's the Professional Cricket Association, and they are fantastic.
Okay.
They have well-being officers and personal development officers that are assigned to each club, and they will go around and ask every player, what are your plans, retirement, even at the age of 18 when they're on the academy. They are personal development officers saying, right then, what is it that you're going to do retirement? Because you could get injured tomorrow, you could get found out in 2 years' time, and they run courses through the winter, plumbing, like anything that you want to go into. They've got a lot of partners that will do work experience for you and play partnerships. So the PCA have been very proactive in that respect, and they put every other player association to shame. But again, a lot of it is then down to the individual cricketer to take that. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force them to drink, sort of scenario. So the infrastructure's there. It's up to the player then to use that. And it's very difficult at 22 years old, 20 years old, when you're got that bullish mindset, when you think you know the best and you don't want to listen to anybody else, because what do they know? I'm going to go on and have a successful career, then I'm going to retire, and I'm going to play IPL, but I get the money, and I'm not going to do anything else. And it's very easy just to put the sensible option, sensible, boring option to the side, and that is the education of, do you know what, it could all go wrong tomorrow. Let's pre-plan it.
Okay.
And I think that, you know, like you said, I think that those kind of resources are much more effective now, aren't they, as well, in supporting athletes transitioning to kind of a different life after professional sport. And by the sounds of it, it's very difficult from what you've said. So obviously, thank you for sharing those experiences with us. Hoggy, it's been brilliant to obviously see you again today, and thank you so much for joining us and giving us those insights. And I'm sure all of our students and Athletic Union will be really, really happy with what we've managed to put to you today. So thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. I'm definitely going to be looking at Hoggy's barbecues, I know that much. So
Hoggy's Grill, go hoggiesgrill.com. Get yourself hungry. But thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
No worries. Thank you very much indeed.
And the first award this evening is the RAG Contributor of the Year Award, sponsored by P&W Commercials Limited. The RAG Contributor of the Year Award is an award recognising a club or individual who has gone above and beyond and involved their members in fundraising for our RAG charities. And the nominees are Brandon Tester, Bucks Men's Rugby, Netball, and Katie Jedrick. And the award goes to Katie Jedrick. Our next award is for Committee Member of the Year, sponsored by PrintLab. All good clubs are built on the backbone of a strong and productive committee. Without them, your clubs wouldn't function and you wouldn't be able to get to Wednesday afternoons or your competitions. With over 60 committee members across 14 different clubs in the Athletic Union, this is always one of the most highly contested awards. The Committee Member of the Year Award recognises people within your clubs that go above and beyond their duties and have a truly positive impact across your sporting experience. This year's nominees are Alexi Hickin, Rugby, Shannon Carter, Dance, B Bearfield, Netball, and Nikki Littleboy, Dance. And the award goes to B Bearfield. Our third award this evening is for Club of the Year, sponsored by Domino's Pizza. All the nominees in this category would be worthy winners of this award. When selecting the Club of the Year, the panels are looking at the whole package, from attendance to meeting, punctualities, paperwork, through to their engagement in the local and university community. The panel also take into consideration the level of fundraising and how you have managed your finances. The nominees this year are B&U Dance, netball, Bucks men's rugby, and badminton. And the award goes to netball. The next award is for Outstanding Contribution to University Sport. The Outstanding Contribution to University Sport Award recognises an individual or individuals whose contribution over a prolonged period of their time for their chosen club has had a positive impact on sport at Bucks. This year's winner is an asset to the university as an ambassador in their chosen sport. With the club's best interests at heart, a well-loved character amongst their peers and staff alike, they have contributed an incredible amount of time and energy to the union and their sport at Bucks. A dedicated athlete, this individual started their involvement with the AU in their first year, trying a new sport and quickly establishing themselves in their chosen team, and they soon became a regular and valued player. Developing enormously, they've always been happy to help and get involved whenever asked. Often the first one to offer their help with a rag or volunteering event, immediately helping towards their club's accreditation. They went above and beyond and stepping up as coach during their first year and taking the responsibility of another club and help managing their fixtures both home and away. During their second year, they held the role of chair in their new sport and was a part of the infamous win with only 9 players. This person was instrumental in keeping the club going and helped running sessions when the coach wasn't available. The third year has been difficult for everyone, yet she maintained her high standards and still organised the club the best she can whilst maintaining her role as chair. A dedicated individual, she volunteered her time with our free school meals initiative and organised the stash for the club. She's everything that a female athlete at Bucks should be: independent, diligent, hard-working and proud to play for Bucks. It personally gives me great pleasure to announce this award. Please put your hands together for Hannah Free. And now I will pass over to our Student Activities Manager for our last award regarding the Athletic Union.
Our final AU award of the evening is the Hall of Fame. This is reserved for individuals who truly excel in their field. This system, built on the American model of retiring shirts, sees us frame the playing shirt of each recipient and hang it along with a short biography in the Gateway building. Tonight, one individual will receive this award. Tonight's recipient is only the 6th person to be inducted into our Hall of Fame, the last one being awarded in 2018. A leader in their university club, a real talent, an exceptional sportsperson. Dedication is key to success, and no one can doubt this individual's commitment. From the start of their university career, this person joined the club and never looked back. In their second year, the club found itself without a chair or captain, and this person came forward and took on these responsibilities, volunteering their time to help where they could. This was on top of training, on average 21 hours a week, and driving across the country and sometimes flying to Europe to compete in various competitions. An impressive CV of university sporting achievements, boasting finishes of 10th and 6th in the Bucks Nationals. This person balanced their university playing career with their studies and competing in one of the top performing swimming clubs in the country during their time with us. Just to mention a few of his achievements, all in the 100 or 200 metres butterfly. In 2018, the South East Short and Long Course champion. In 2019, a finalist at the British Summer Championship and a finalist in the Swimming World Trials Senior A final, where he swam a lifetime best, putting him as the top 7th male in Great Britain, all set for the 2020 Olympic trials. But then the following season COVID hit and training was halted. There's so much that we could say about this individual, but I think by now you will all have guessed who. James is incredibly talented, very competitive and a wonderful role model for sport. This year's recipient of the Hall of Fame is James Baxter.
Good evening everyone. I hope you are enjoying the awards so far. I'm delighted to be speaking to you this evening. I'm not sure being Vice President Education and Welfare has ever been as important as it has this year. I hope that along with the rest of the union I have done my role justice. Despite the challenges we have faced, there are some moments this year that really stand out. But before I touch on those, I have some of the best jobs of the night. First off, I would like to say a huge congratulations to all of our students who have achieved their Platinum Volunteering Award.
Bea Bearfield, Shannon Carter, Lisa Connell, Alexi Hicken, Mackenzie Hoey, Eloise Maslin, Anita Pascoe, Jordan Penning, Ellie Ramsden, Lucy Webb and Kia Wing.
I'd also like to congratulate all of our Gold accredited reps. Congratulations to
Amy Pyle, Iwana Filon, Uliana Stroskew, Joanna Mendez and Lucy Webb.
Well done everyone. Lastly, I would like to say congratulations to everyone who has graduated from this year's Leadership Academy. We are so proud. This year's graduates are
Emily Crawshaw, Ellie Ramsden, Bea Bearfield, Lucy Webb, Alicia Hicks, Rihanna Williamson, Lisa Connell, Heidi Thorne, Teresa Vestikova, Harry Crowson, Michelle Janan, Honor Fletcher, Michelle Charles, Bianca Apures, Candela Hamida, Alexi Hicken, Hamoud Jaffrey, Katie Jedrick, Jamie Nelson, Gabrielle Sakalite, Judith Chidamba, Amy Conroy, Chelsea Daniels, Despina Deliu, Joshua Fake, Jacob Livingston, Murugrav Maheta and Millie Wardman.
It's now time to inform our fantastic RAG charities just how much we have raised for them. In total, our students have raised £14,554 so far for a wide range of charities, £3,537 of which has been raised to be split evenly between the Julius Little Foundation and the Florence Nightingale Hospice. We hope that this money really helps your organisations. The Julius Little Foundation helps young people with mental health issues, and that's something we care passionately about. So I was delighted to help launch the mental health framework at Bucks this year. It's been a fantastic step in furthering our work around positive mental health and well-being. The SU team have worked hard to see this come through to fruition this year. I'd especially like to thank our HR and Development Manager, Sarah Jackson. I just know this is going to help so many students in the coming months and years. It was so apparent to us just how the pandemic was affecting our student nurses, both in terms of the impact on their studies and the role they were playing fighting the pandemic. We were intent on recognising that. The response was overwhelming. We received over 200 messages from staff and students to send to our nursing and allied health and health and social care students as a thank you for their hard work and for risking their lives. We also managed to send students from these two schools thank you gifts, which we know were appreciated by so many of you. Thank you again. We've been speaking to the institution lots about student finances and the impact that they were having on other issues such as digital poverty. Knowing just how many students were accessing existing financial support packages made it clear to us that more was needed to be done. So we were delighted when the university agreed to make an additional £150,000 available in the form of the Bucks Emergency Allowance. We know that this has made a real difference to so many of our members. Christmas was difficult for so many people up and down the country this year. I was immensely proud to see our students delivering Christmas goodie bags to local schools in Wickham. This campaign really highlighted the need for more support in the local community and just how much difference small acts of kindness can make. One member of staff explained that the goodie bag would be the only gift some of these children would get for Christmas, and I'm truly proud of everyone at Bucks for the wonderful impact we have made on so many lives. I would also like to single out a few students for the particular contribution they have made. Amy Parle and Joanna Mendez have made fantastic starts as student reps. Their work in setting up the Bucks Nursing Society has been especially valuable, and they should be really proud of themselves. Rhiannon Williamson has been a fantastic school officer for the past 2 years. She has always been the first to submit reports and never miss meetings. She also volunteered to be the undergraduate representative on the university's education committee this year and has made a really valuable contribution. She genuinely cares about her reps and does her best to support them, and we will be sorry to see her leave. And to all reps this year, you have done a fantastic job in such challenging times. The whole university community should all be so proud of the time you have spent trying to minimise the impact of the pandemic on your peers. However, before we go on to the rest of our awards this evening, it's my absolute pleasure to present the Excellence in Learning and Teaching Awards. Recognising university staff is always an important part of our annual celebrations, but even more so this year. Staff have battled to deliver critical support services, transition classes online, organise hybrid sessions, learn new technologies, and ultimately, whether in their capacity as an academic or professional service employee, help students progress and achieve. So tonight's nominees are especially deserving. The first of these awards is for excellence and innovation in student learning support. Fantastic teaching is obviously vital to driving student success, but without effective support arrangements, many students wouldn't realise their potential at Bucks. Tonight's nominees have been recognised by students for providing unwavering academic and pastoral support throughout the pandemic, helping to maintain the best possible experience for our members.
I am therefore delighted to announce that the nominees are Derek Peacock, Stephen Sheffield, Marie Insbro and Paulette Morris. And the well-deserved winner is Stephen Sheffield. Next up, demonstrating excellence in academic leadership. Our staff are delivering amazing results day in and day out. Tonight's nominees represent an important group of colleagues who provide not just leadership across the organisation, but support to colleagues. The demands placed on staff across the past year have been immense, and the changing course of the pandemic has required our leaders to respond quickly without the usual amount of time they may have to plan.
Tonight's nominees have all faced that challenge head-on, and they are and the winner is Lorna Dean Gibbs. The last ELT award of the night is for excellence and innovation in learning and teaching practice. It is such a pleasure to be able to recognise colleagues whose inspiring practice has been identified by students and colleagues, especially when it comes, as this does, for an open nomination process. Ultimately, a university is nothing without excellent, driven and knowledgeable teaching staff. All four of our shortlisted lecturers tonight represent that vital mixture of expertise, skill and charisma which makes them so effective.
So congratulations to all the nominees, who are Nick Fryer, Karen Roche, Sienna Agbo-Quay and Molly Jane Dane. And the winner is Nick Fryer.
So now Tom and I will head into our first union award of the night. First up, we have the charity fundraiser of the year. Raise and Give, or RAG, is a hugely important part of what we do in the Students' Union. It's not only helped raise money for worthy causes, but it also helps to make global citizens of our students, raising their awareness of great causes locally, nationally and internationally. We have some truly inspirational students at Bucks who are well on the target this year to raise in excess of £14,000, not just for our RAG charities, but an even broader range of exceptional organisations. And some of our best fundraisers are nominated tonight.
The nominees are Jess Bradbury, Josie Leach, RAG Society and Alicia Hicks. And the winner is Alicia Hicks. Our next award is for Media Contributor of the Year. Yet again, our communications team, together with the passionate student writers, filmmakers, and now even broadcasters, have churned out cutting-edge video, radio, and newspaper content. The consistency of the Bucks student newspaper really is a credit to everyone involved. Tonight's nominees have played a vital role in the success of the media communications across the past year, providing yet again more opportunities to develop key graduate skills and attributes for the workplace, all whilst documenting the work and successes of our members.
The nominees are Alexi Hicken, Jessica Clark, Phoebe Wilkinson, and Zuzanna Majuska. And the winner is Alexi Hicken. Next we have Academic Staff Partner of the Year, sponsored by Bucks New University. Close working relationships with academics are essential to achieving the best for our members. The union takes huge pride in the work that we do alongside colleagues and truly value the insight, help and positive results yielded by this relationship. Those shortlisted in this category have demonstrated a deep-seated concern for maximising the student experience at Bucks.
And the nominees are Chris Tapping, Phil Hoddenott, Anne Chappell, and Dan Peters. And the award goes to Phil Hoddenott. The next award is for Sports for Fun Ambassador of the Year. Our Sports for Fun programme provides students with a wide range of opportunities to participate in sport and physical activity without the demands associated with our competitive teams. This enables our members to try different activities and perhaps find a new passion, all whilst remaining fit and healthy. This also allows students to build networks, friendships and communities that we know are essential for remaining on a course and succeeding. Our success in this area in large part is due to the enthusiasm, dedication and hard work of our sporting ambassadors. The students shortlisted tonight would therefore all be worthy winners.
And they are Emily Crawshaw for snow sports, Reese Atchison for the bike for hire, Tomek Simonouch for boxing, and Lucy Webb for badminton. And the winner is Lucy Webb. And next we have Society Committee Member of the Year, sponsored by The Big Deal. Societies are enjoyed by many of our students. Committee members work tirelessly to ensure that their society operates as smoothly as possible. Many of our societies have grown tremendously this year, and this would not have been possible had it not been for the persistence and drive of our nominees. The nominees tonight represent the most diligent, influential and successful committee members of the academic year.
And the nominees are Amy Pyle, Nursing, Mally Hutchison-Arala, Yoga, Ellen Foster-Whitkins, Mooting, and Lucy Webb, Psychology. Before we announce tonight's winner, let's hear what you had to say about this evening's nominees.
Hi, my name is Sue and I'm here to tell you why I think Amy Pyle is the deserving winner of the Society Committee Member of the Year. I've known Amy since the start of our degree, well, just slightly before. She's the chair of our Bucks Nursing Society, and within that role she is just amazing. She's supportive not only to us as a team that helps sort of run the society, but she's also so supportive to its members as well. We have another group for members as well, and she's forever checking in. She's forever trying to organise stuff. She's organised countless of events for the Bucks Nursing Society. She's the PowerPoint queen. Every time we have something, she's there with her PowerPoint. But most of all, she's just so encouraging. She encourages you that you can do things, you know, that you, not to give up basically. She's very conscious about mental health. She's very conscious about bullying, anti-bullying. And she's also the rep for her nursing group. So we're all divided into groups. and I'm sure she's absolutely smashing that role as well. But yes, I think she's more than deserving for this award. I think she's absolutely amazing, and I'm so proud of her.
I believe Marley is a very deserving winner of this award, as she's been the glue that's kept the committee together this year. When we went into this, none of us expected that we'd have to be online for the majority of the year, and she's organised every single online session, she's attended every online session, and when the rest of the committee haven't been motivated, she's kept us attending, and she's definitely the reason that I've carried on with yoga this year. Yoga wouldn't be a thing right now without her, and we are eternally grateful to have her on the committee. Thank you, Marley.
My name is Theo Mkamuri. I am a second-year LOB law student. I'm also the chair for the Mooting Society, which Ellen is a part of. I'm here today with one message, and one message only. Ellen deserves to be Committee Member of the Year. We had to set up the society from scratch right from the beginning, from our predecessors. It was tough, it was hard, and at one point we lost some of our committee members, and Ellen did the impossible. She did the unexpected. She stepped forward and she said, I am going to do these roles as well, while I'm doing my assigned role. She was both secretary and treasurer at that point. That was a lot of pressure. That was a lot of work. I have no idea how she did it. Ellen, if you're watching, I have no idea how you did that. That deserves recognition. That deserves to be noticed. And something needs to be done to recognize people who can be selfless to this extent. And Ellen has just proved that it can be done, even at university. While you're doing such a demanding course, demanding program, it can be done. Ellen does things with a high standard. Right now, our membership has grown tremendously. We've had a few events which we've done. We've had about 2 competitions which we've done. And that is because of the work that Ellen did. So many times I felt like giving up. If Ellen hadn't taken those drastic moves that she did without anyone asking her, I don't know what things will be today.
Lucy is a deserving winner of the Society Committee Member of the Year award because she has put a lot of time and effort into growing the Psychology Society and making sure there are lots of opportunities for members to get involved with. She is always thinking of new opportunities to put on for members and finding ways of making the society as fun and interesting as possible. She is hardworking and driven, which has helped our society to be as successful as possible.
And the winner is Mali Hajnasrolla. The next award is for Volunteer of the Year. The student movement has a proud tradition of civic duty, volunteering and supporting communities, and we're no different here at Bucks. Volunteering not only helps the local community, but helps develop our members. In addition, it raises the profile of the whole student body in a positive way. And for that, I'd like to thank all of our students who have volunteered this year. Students at Bucks have contributed over 5,000 hours in the local community and around the university, whilst working on a wide range of projects. The best of our selfless, committed volunteers are here tonight.
And the nominees for the award are Alicia Hicks, Tomek Simonuc, Lucy Webb and B. Bearfield. And the winner is Tomek Simonuc. Next we have Student Rep of the Year, sponsored by Broma Peak. Student reps are the front line of the union's work in representation and serve a crucial role, feeding into how courses are run at Bucks. The scheme has gone from strength to strength in the past few years, with help from the Big Deal increasing engagement significantly. This year we had 168 student reps attending a huge array of meetings. The nominees have all shown exceptional dedication to enhancing representation and have displayed unwavering passion for heightening educational standards, both on their courses and across the board.
The nominees are Zishan Anjum, Charlotte Leighton-Woods, Amy Pyle and Iwana Filon. And the winner is Zishan Anjum. This year has seen us maintain a high rate of participation in societies, with just under 311 society members taking part in 22 different activities or interests. Societies help make our campuses more exciting and vibrant. Our societies are reflective of our diverse membership spanning political, cultural, social, sporting and religious interests. As with so much of the union's offer, societies play an important role in developing our students, growing their interests and making them more employable and broadening their horizons. The following societies have done just that.
The nominees are Psychology, Pole, Rag and Musical Theatre. And the winner is Rag Society.
Before we start to hand out the last of this evening's well-deserved awards, I just wanted to say a few words about this year. Being elected as the pandemic was starting to emerge, we slowly began to realise that this was likely to be a challenging year to be a sabbatical officer. But none of us could possibly understood just how difficult it would be. And however hard it's been for us this year, it's been immensely harder for our members. As students, you have had so much to contend with and a mountain of uncertainty right through the pandemic. So given that, I'm incredibly proud of just how much our students and the organisation still managed to achieve. Throughout the pandemic, we have continued to raise student concerns to the university, lobbying them where necessary. This work has contributed to rent rebates for students, changing the way the no detriment policy was implemented, and the procurement of clear face masks, making it easier for students and staff to communicate. We've also lobbied the institution about graduation, digital poverty and mental health support. In addition, we've made it easier to submit confidential complaints in halls and helped to ensure that the Uxbridge campus was open over Christmas for students who needed it. We ran our campaigns around period poverty, the use of personal pronouns and around hidden disabilities, helping to raise awareness of important issues, at the same time as creating practical improvements such as access to free period products across all of our campuses. We've played our own part in supporting our members' mental health through the implementation of the Help Your Shelf and the Inclusivity Shelf in our office, providing free resources for students in need. We haven't just been representing your interests to the university either. We've spoken about students' concerns on BBC Three Counties and through our We Stand By You campaign to the University Minister, Michelle Donnellan, making your views known about the impact of the pandemic on your experience and the reasons government should underwrite fee discounts. We've also supported students' physical health with our bike hire scheme proving a great success, helping students to commute to and from university and also keeping them active during lockdown. Sport for Fun trips to Rush and Liquid Leisure and water sports were sold out this year. Special mentions should also go to badminton and boxing, who maintain strong numbers whilst following all the relevant guidelines, and to all those clubs who have managed to organise online fitness and training sessions. We've also taken a stand against all forms of gender-based violence and harassment, and our Buck Stands Together mural near the Students' Union is a testament to our university community's resolve on the issue. On a personal level, I was proud to deliver self-defence classes as a part of International Women's Day, and that societies, including Nursing Society, are looking to replicate these sessions with their members. We've done our best to enable you to access face-to-face services, activities and events wherever possible this year. Tom has touched on some of the student clubs still training throughout the pandemic, even when the prospect of competitive fixtures was so remote. But it doesn't stop there. You've taken part in socially distanced volunteering, supported our venue whenever we were able to run events, such as Oktoberfest and our Murder Mystery Evening. And you've kept accessing support through our offices. Added to that, you've embraced our online services, with our advice centre being busier than ever. Online recreational classes were well attended and societies continue to meet. In particular, musical theatre, Rag Society and yoga, who all adapted well to lockdown. It's also been fantastic to see 4 new societies forming during lockdown, showing students are still collaborating to develop new extracurricular activities. You've also engaged with our democratic structures, attending union council and voting in our elections. We've done our best to engage you through the pandemic and sought to be innovative in doing so, with the launch of our new podcast for our members on issues such as That Time of the Month, Radio Black and the Sad Tea Parties. More importantly though, we've got big plans for the return to campus and can't wait to see everyone accessing what promises to be our most vibrant programme of activities yet. So thank you for your continued support and well done for all of your achievements through this crisis. And here is to a fantastic future together as a union. Now, On to the awards in my section.
Our next award of the evening is for the Commercial Services Student Staff Member of the Year. Tonight's nominees are pivotal in the union's effort to develop a fun and engaging programme of events that captures the minds of all our members, catering to everything from the mainstream to the niche, supported by the Big Deal. Whether working behind our bars, providing technical support or promoting events, the students are the very best of our staff team.
And those nominees are Courtney Gray, Emily Atkinson, Megan Williams and Tyler Adams. The Commercial Services Student Staff Member of the Year 2021 is Courtney Gray. Our next award is the Membership Services Student Staff Member of the Year. Just as important to the union's team are the student staff that provide support across our membership services function. Whether welcoming students as a freshers helper, easing pre-arrival nerves as a buddy, providing a welcoming face on reception, or advocating for students as a representative, these students are critical to our work.
And the nominees are Anita Pascoe, Lisa Connell, Rihanna Williamson and Michelle Janan. And the winner is Anita Pascoe. Following on, we have the Professional Service Employee Partner of the Year, sponsored by Bucks New University. The union's work depends on the support that we receive from all over the university. This year's nominees reflect the breadth of that support, from our work on student accommodation and welfare through to induction and programme administration. They have helped us to become more successful and effective as an organisation and often gone beyond the call of duty to assist us in any and every way they could, for which we are truly grateful.
And the nominees are Anne-Marie Thompson, Emma Binney, Justin Bootland and Sharon Snell. And the winner is Anne-Marie Thompson. Next up is the Campaigner of the Year Award. Campaigning has been prominent this academic year, with our members working to promote awareness of sustainability. They have also worked on women's issues, mental health and international student support, as well as lobbying the university over students' academic experience and the response to COVID-19, all of which has complemented the efforts of our reps to enhance their programmes at a local level. Tonight's nominees have given up their time, provided creative input and fought for their fellow students.
The nominees are Sydney Owen, Kia Wing, Juliana Stroskew and Jordan Penning. And the 2021 Campaigner of the Year is Sydney Owen. The next award is one of the big ones, the Student Leadership Award. Student leaders are the lifeblood of student unions. Tonight's nominees are four of the best and span the spectrum of our activities. From societies to sport, campaigns to representation, we are fortunate to have students willing to volunteer their time to make the experience of their peers a better one.
The nominees are Lisa Connell, Alexi Hickey, Jordan Penning and Katie Jedrick. Let's hear what you have to say about these inspiring leaders.
Over the past 3 years, Lisa has made an outstanding contribution to representation at Bucks. She's previously been the student rep for her group, is the current school officer for Nursing and Allied Health for the second year running, was one of the first student trustees from an Uxbridge campus, has been a Bucks buddy and much more. Lisa is kind, committed and a natural leader. She is so passionate about instigating change and has played a significant part in the increase in engagement we have seen recently from nursing students. We are so grateful to have worked alongside Lisa and been a part of her journey, and we wish her all the success in graduate life.
Alexi is fully deserved of the nomination for Student Leadership Award, working closely with myself, Tash and Tamsin, as his role of Union Council Chair. He's made really spruced up the Union Council, made it more enjoyable for a lot more people. We've seen our numbers of engagement go up since he's taken over the role as chair as well. He's made it enjoyable stepping in to host quizzes and whatnot when we've not been able to. So he's really stepped up to the plate. On a first-hand basis, I've seen his role as president of the rugby club, really helping alongside the freshers, making them feel welcome and making sure everyone's getting involved. So congratulations, mate, and well done for the nomination.
I'm so proud that I get to speak about why Katie Jedrick is so deserving of the Student Leadership Award. She holds so many leadership roles across the university, including being the Employability Ambassador, holding committee positions in both Rag Society and Netball, being a part of the Leadership Academy, and being a Freshers Helper, and she excels at all of these roles. Despite being a late addition to the Netball Committee, Katie fit in straight away, and she's been a real driving force in the success of the club this year. Through her weekly socials, she gave everyone a reason to smile throughout lockdown and made freshers feel as though they were still valued members of the club and were able to get to know everyone, despite it not being a normal year. As a chair, you always hope that your committee members will be happy and smiling, approachable, efficient, organised, willing to try anything and do everything that is asked of them. And Katie is all of that and more. I know that Katie will continue her success next year as chair of netball, and that is why she is so deserving of this award. Go Katie!
And the winner is Lisa Connell.
Our next award is Union Fellowship, and I'm thrilled to have been tasked with presenting it this evening. Awarded to students or graduates, recipients must have displayed an outstanding degree of commitment, initiative and positive impact over a minimum of 3 years during their life at university. Fellowship is the pinnacle of our recognition as student or alumni contribution. The individual receiving fellowship this evening could probably have done so solely based on their society membership, having been a member of radio, climbing and snowsock, as well as events and the Guide Dog Society. Added to this, they were also a member of the swimming team. Beyond clubs and societies, this student has actively contributed to union media, including our radio station and the Bucks Student. Confident throughout their studies, they have progressed to assume leadership roles, first as Snow Society Chair in 2019 and then as a member of our Leadership Academy later the same year. During her tenure as Chair of Snow Society, the group were nominated for Society of the Year at the Union Awards. And in a personal capacity, she was shortlisted in consecutive years for Sport for Fun Ambassador of the Year. Testament to her commitment to help other people, she amassed over 700 volunteering hours during her time as a student, 600 of which were out in the local community. Despite such an impressive, wide-ranging history of involvement, it's really her contribution over the past 12 months that make her so deserving of this award. Elected President of the Students' Union in March 2020, she couldn't have foreseen just how difficult the past 12 months would have been for the whole Bucks community. The university have done their best to respond, but inevitably they haven't always got it right. When you add to that the sometimes rampant uncertainty created by government and an indiscriminate virus, and that has led her, as your chief elected representative, to have some challenging conversations lobbying for your best interests. While we've worked to keep you informed as best we can, it's impossible for everyone to see the time, effort and passion that she has poured into the role. But working alongside her day to day, I can assure you that she's given it her all and served you very well indeed. As much as I'm looking forward to next year, welcoming you back to campus and working with Honor and Tom, it's a point of personal sadness that I won't get to experience being an officer with her on campus in what will hopefully be more normal times. However, it's a pleasure to be able to call her my friend. I'd like to thank her on behalf of the union and our members. And it gives me all the pleasure in the world to bestow the 2021 fellowship on your president, Tamsin Granger.
Good evening and surprise, Tam. I know a lot of people have been struggling to keep this surprise from you. From the start of Bucks, you've made your mark and 30 seconds isn't enough to explain it all. From being part of societies, especially Snowsock, where you made your mark as chair, taking it from a society that not a lot of people knew about, to one that was absolutely outstanding. From organising the holiday that we'll never forget, fantastic socials and fundraising opportunities. A society that I don't know what I would have done without. So thank you for being so determined and ambitious for your baby that was Snowsock. So cheers to you, Tamsin. We thank you for everything, and here is an award that you fully deserve.
If I had to describe Tamsin, I would probably describe her as one of the most hardworking and compassionate people I've ever met in my life. She is so driven, and no matter what she's doing for this university, what campaign it is, or who it's for, she puts her all into it and she gives it 100%. And that is just such an amazing quality to have as a person. She is such a bundle of joy to be around. As a first year, she made my first year so much less scary and so much more welcoming to this university. And I'm 100% grateful for everything she's done for me and done for this university. No one else is as deserving of this award as she is, and congratulations, Tamsin.
Over the year, I've really appreciated the help that Tamsin's given me. I've always felt like I can reach out to her no matter what the time or what day it is, and she would always be there to give a helping hand and some good advice. Thank you, Tamsin, for everything you've done. I really appreciate it, and I know so many others do as well.
I can't think of anyone more deserving of this award, and I'm so pleased that Tamsin's going to be awarded this. Tamsin is committed, she shows initiative, and she's really a positive role model. She has drive, enthusiasm, and she's passionate about what she wants to achieve, but not just achieve for herself, but for others. I've really enjoyed my time spent with Tamsin, especially in sessions. It's been fun, and I've always felt included. Well done, Tamsin. I'm so pleased, and congratulations.
This evening's recipient of Honorary Life membership has more than met the criteria for the award, amassing as they have not just 5 but 10 years immense service to our union. In a decade spent as a student, an officer and as a valued staff member, they became the human embodiment of our values and everything that the organisation holds dear. As a student, they threw themselves into union life, joining clubs and societies, becoming a freshers helper and a student rep. As this individual continued to progress, they assumed leadership roles with the rugby team and as a chair of Union Council. Elected Vice President of Student Involvement in 2014, their passion and enthusiasm inspired others to become involved, and their presence as a vocal advocate for the role the Students' Union can play in shaping graduate outcomes was cemented. In 2015, he stood to become President of the Union, losing narrowly in what was an incredible election. But undeterred, he was appointed as the Student Experience Coordinator shortly after. In that role, he used his own experience to encourage and support students to exact the most from their time at university. In that position, and following his promotion to Student Experience Manager in 2017, he continued to play a pivotal role in the organisation, overseeing democratic structures, our operation at Uxbridge, and perhaps most significantly, helped members to tenaciously pursue issues of concern through our representation system. Over the same period, he has also helped to deliver high-quality union awards, embed RepCon as a central event in the calendar, and ushered in online training and new student leadership positions. Ultimately, those who have worked with him know him to be a real character among the team, supportive of other departments and their initiatives, and a big part of our success as an organisation. Personally, I'll retain many extremely fond memories of working with him. He's never more comfortable than with the microphone in his hand, often putting this to good effect comparing our events. But my memory that perhaps best exemplifies the man is his last-minute willingness to compete in a squash fixture at varsity because that's what the team needed, even though it resulted in a horrible beating. The first time I laid eyes on him was when he was running to compete in that fixture, remembering his matching sweatbands and headband, but forgetting his racket. He's the ultimate team player. I'm sure he'll remain a good friend to all of us, and as well as a good friend to the organisation long into the future, and I'll personally miss him a great deal. By now it'll be obvious to many of you, but the sole 2021 recipient of Honorary Life membership is Mark Sweeney. Let's hear what some of you had to say about Mark.
I had the pleasure of first meeting Sweeney in 2011 and remember thinking, given his height advantage, he was going to give Bucks a real advantage on the rugby pitch. And whilst that didn't quite turn out to be the case, what was clear that Sweeney was going to have a hugely positive impact with anything that he chose to get involved with at Bucks Students' Union. Mark's first full-time role within the union was as Vice President of Student Involvement, where he made some great inroads, and it was was clear that he was destined to be a part of the wider staffing team. It was therefore fitting that he transitioned into the student experience focused roles, where the results of his hard work speak for themselves. For me, Sweeney epitomises what Bucks Students' Union stands for, and I'm sure that everyone would agree that his hard-working character, mixed with his caring nature and sense of humour, make him a great colleague and friend, and it is therefore absolutely fitting that Sweeney has been awarded an honorary life membership to Bucks Students' Union.
Congratulations on your award. You've obviously been a huge part of Bucks, both physically and metaphorically, for nearly 10 years, so I'm sure you'll be leaving a big hole in the SU, and I'm sure Tristan and the finance team will also be digging around for that missing budget from your lunchtime orders as well. So, look, Sweeney, it was a pleasure to play rugby with you, be able to go on nights out with you and eventually work with you, albeit for a shortened period, but look, Sweeney, you're a really good bloke who's always given his all to Bucks. So, again, congratulations on your award and good luck with the next challenge.
I worked with Sweeney as a student, a SAB and a colleague. He is calm, patient and caring, and if you cut him, I believe would bleed Bucks. He is one of my favourite human beings and I'll miss not seeing him every day, although I won't miss the singing around the office.
I've known Mark Sweeney ever since he was a Vice President at the Students' Union, right the way through his Student Experience Manager role when he came to work at the same campus as me at Uxbridge. When he came, the first day he came over, he brought so much energy and enthusiasm, and he really had a really good way of engaging with students and staff alike. I think he's done wonders for the Students' Union based at Uxbridge, and also the Students' Union as a whole, for his dedication and hard work. And I really, really do wish him the best of luck for the future.
But Sweeney is a big friendly giant that doesn't actually believe in his own potential, or didn't always believe in his potential. And whilst his time at uni, as you know, the years went by, not only did he get taller, but he got a lot more confident in himself, and I think other people around that saw that, and even his mates slowly but surely started to realise that we can't just take the mick of this boy all the time. Like, this boy's slowly but surely becoming a bit more serious than we are. Me and Sweetie ran together in 2 elections. We ran together to be student trustee, and we obviously ran together to be president. I wouldn't have put in half as much work if I didn't have Sweeney driving me. But no, lovely, honest lad, heart of a lion, works himself to the bone when he wants to. Thoroughly enjoyed Big Man, very well done. If I'm honest, you probably could have got it a lot earlier if you had left earlier, but you stuck around. To be honest, I thought you were going to be there forever, probably. You'd be the type of boy that would be suited, because nobody would want you to go. You'd be sorely missed anywhere you go or anywhere you leave. So best of luck, mate. Hope everything goes well for you, whatever you have planned in the future.
Congratulations, Sweeney, on your award. Really fantastic news, and I'm so proud of you. You really have left your mark at Bucks. Mark? Get it? Anyway, I'm really super pleased for you, and I wish you all the luck in the world. It was an absolute privilege and pleasure to work alongside you, and I know you'll be sorely missed.
And so that brings us to a close of this evening's awards. Again, we're sorry that we couldn't bring everyone together at the Town Hall to recognise your fantastic work this year. We're pleased that some of our nominees have been able to attend this evening's socially distanced reception, and we hope that everyone else has been able to enjoy the night from the comfort of your own home and to take stock of our members' fantastic achievements alongside those of our staff. To all of tonight's nominees, you are the very best of us, and the union wouldn't be the organisation it was if it wasn't for you. Your passion and your dedication to making life better for students at Bucks. To the winners, congratulations on your awards. They are thoroughly well deserved. To our sponsors, again, thank you. We've said it already, but your support has been more important this year than ever. We hope that your businesses and organisations thrive in the second half of 2021 and that the university community can support that to happen. To the union staff team, thank you for everything that you do for our members and for the support that you have given to Tash, Tom and I over the last year. Thanks also to all of the university staff that are working hard during such continued uncertain times to provide the best possible student experience. I want to end by wishing good luck to next year's sabbatical officers, Honor, Tash and Tom. It's been my greatest pleasure serving as your president, and I look forward to the prospect of as many of us as possible returning in 2022 for the biggest and best union awards yet. For now though, best wishes and good night.
Well, we host our... We're not doing an outtakes video.
Okay. Action.
Scene happened. Yeah. Yeah, the first bit was awesome.
Bust down, Tatiana.
No. When I get nervous, I just try and go through all the words.
Community should... Oh, damn it.
Bongo cha, bongo cha cha cha. Gonna get it this time. Ready, right, let's go.
Ready when you are.
Take 500.
Locations of our venues and clubs and societies and bars and catering teams. No, that's not the list. That is not the list!
We are ready when you are, Tom.
Ba-da-ba-ba! Bam! Bam! Booyah! Take 600.
By thanking all of our coaches and choreographers for the Delilah.
It was... Oh, I'm fine.
Okay. Ready, okay. I'm not going to get emotional.
Of the pandemic, of their peers. That doesn't make sense to me. See what I mean?
Now you can go.
We really do appreciate your support. No, 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 no.
The very best of us, and the union wouldn't be the same there, wouldn't it?
Let's go.
Bust down, Tatiana.
Compose yourself, Tamsin.
Oh, I fucked that up.
Bongo cha, bongo cha cha cha. Yes? Yes!
Smashed it. Okay. Sponsored by... Oh, I'm not going to forget Domino's, believe me.
Woo! Back to you.